Good morning, everyone. Welcome to It Is Monday again. Yes, it is Monday, December the 12th. Just a few days left before Christmas and a few days left in the year. So I am glad to see you again. What a blessing, right? To be able to have come to this time of the year again. It's a blessing. So I am very thankful for another Monday because everyone does hasn't seen today, but we are here, and so I'm so thankful. Thankful for you to join me for It's Monday again. I enjoy starting the week this way and starting the week encouraging, I hope, encouraging you and encouraging myself because I encourage myself as I encourage you. So today we are going to dive in again as we talk about what are you waiting for? That is what we're going to discuss today on It's Monday again. So I have my coffee. I'm just going to have a sip and then we're going to get into our conversation. So, what are you waiting for? So I have some questions for you that I think we're maybe all kind of asking ourselves at this point. We come to this time of the year and we become pensive. In other words, we become thoughtful about what's next, right? So one of the questions that we may be asking is what will the first quarter of the year hold for me? What will the next few months look like for me? We may be asking ourselves that question. We may be asking ourselves, what's going to be different this year? Like the things that are in our control, right? There's a lot we can't control, but based on the things we can control, what's going to be different this year? Or we may be asking ourselves, what do I want for myself this year? And we pose that question. I've talk about confidence and I talk about what's important to you and so that question, what do I want for myself? It's not a selfish question. It is a question where you have to really think about and consider what's in my heart to do. Like, what is it that I really know and desire to be doing, the thing that brings joy to my heart and helps me to fulfill the purpose that God's designed for me. So, we may be asking that question, what do I want for myself, right? And I remember when I ended up moving to the place I am now, there was a transition, and I think I've shared it with you before in my previous position. And so I had to make a quick decision about what was next. And so that question, what do I want for myself now? Now that my world's kind of been shaken up, I've got to make a decision about what is going to happen next. And many of us have been in that situation this year and in the last couple of years, since COVID hit, a lot of us have been in that situation like, what do I want for myself? What's next? Because of circumstances outside of our control. And so the things we can control, the things that we can be intentional about, we need to be intentional about those things, right? So when I had to make that transition, when I had to make that move and I had to make it quickly, I had a decision to make. Did I want to leave what I was familiar and comfortable with? Or did I want to, was I going to allow fear to kind of keep me where I was? And I stepped out of what was comfortable for me, moved to a completely new place by myself initially before I got married. And so sometimes we got to step out of what's familiar and step out of what's comfortable when we ask that question, what do I want for myself? And think about it. It's not just something impulsive, oh, I'd like to do this. What do I want? And does it align with the purpose and the passion that God has placed in my heart, right? So, Forbes magazine says this: success is only achieved through experiences, knowledge, and passion, right? So our experiences, certainly, we all have had life experiences, and all of those, from my perspective, for a reason, right? Because we are all, everything we go through, there's a lesson in it, and we go through it for a reason, from my perspective. And I believe that God uses everything that we go through. So there's experiences, there's knowledge, right? What have you learned along the way? What are you intentional about learning even now? And then passion. And that's the part I want to speak to as we talk about, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for, right? The years are going to roll on regardless, right? I got another birthday coming up in January. The years are going to roll on. So because the years are going to roll on, why don't you get on board and actually do some preparation and planning for what it is that you see for yourself based on who God has created you to be. So what are you waiting for? So the first thing I will say about that, when I talk about this whole idea of passion, give yourself permission. Give yourself permission to step out there and do what it is what's in your heart to do. Give yourself permission to stop being afraid, stop being scared, and just do it. Just do it. As I just said, the years are going to keep going. Time is going to keep moving. The word of God says, as long as the earth remains, there's seed time and harvest, cold and hot. It's not going to stop. So you give yourself permission to move on whatever it is that you desire to do. What are you waiting for? Give yourself permission to do that. You don't need anybody else's permission. Give yourself permission. As long as it's in alignment with what God says, give yourself permission. Stop people pleasing. Give yourself permission to move forward. Okay? The next thing I'll say about passion is act accordingly. So, in other words, take some action. Don't just have it up here in your head and have this pipe dream and you're not doing anything with it. Do something with what it is you desire to see for yourself as you move forward into the next year, and take it in baby steps, but act accordingly. Act according to what it is that is in your heart to do, that you are passionate about doing. The third thing I'll say about our passion, stop waiting for the right time. When is the right time? When is the right time? Is it when you have a certain amount of money? Is it when you're done with this other thing over here? Is it when, somebody is on board with you and they agree with you? What? Stop waiting for the right time. The time is now. The time is now. Time waits for no one. So get on board with whatever it is that is in your heart to do. Okay? So give yourself permission. Act accordingly. Stop waiting on the right time and then step into it. Just step in. Go all in. Step into it. It's not going to just kind of happen by happenstance. You've got to step in. You've got to be intentional. You've got to give yourself got the permission to go ahead and do what it is you desire to do. Step into it. Move forward. Step in. Give yourself permission. Act accordingly. Stop waiting for the right time. Step into it. Today, right now, step into it. And as you step into it, it's going to cost you something. It's going to cost you something. You have to invest in yourself. It is going to cost you something. It's going to cost you monetarily. It's going to cost you some time. It may cost you some friends. It's going to cost you something. But are you willing to invest in you and stop waiting for whatever it is you're waiting for. You have to step into this passion. You have to give yourself permission. You have to act. You have to stop waiting on the right time, whatever that is. You have to step into it, and you've got to invest in yourself. Invest in you, especially us women. We invest in everybody and everything else, and we put ourselves on the back burner. And I know we have responsibilities. I know we're mothers, we're wives, we're grandparents, whatever the case might be. We're leaders at our job. I know that. But where are you in the equation? Everybody is taking from you, but what are they giving? And what are you giving yourself? Okay? So you have got to invest in you. And along those same lines, own it. Own it. When you decide, and I hope your decision is today, that you are going to give yourself permission to act accordingly and stop waiting for the right time and to step into your purpose, and you're going to invest in yourself. When you decide to do it, own it. Don't make excuses. Don't try to explain it to anybody else. Don't try to make it okay for somebody else. Own it. You've thought it through. You know what you want to do. You know what you desire to do. You know what you're passionate about. You know what you're purposed to do. So own it. Own it. God gave you those gifts, that calling, for a reason. And the last thing I will say is let nothing stop you. Nothing. Let nothing stop you. Obstacles are going to come. Absolutely. They're going to come. But when the obstacles come, let nothing stop you. Keep going. Keep going. We're talking about your passion here. And we're talking about what you want for yourself, and what you have in you to do is there for a reason. It's there for a reason. So what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Don't put it off any longer. In that vein, I want you to go to this website that I'm putting in the comments. It is the Confidence Reset course. And the Confidence Reset course actually talks a lot about what I just shared with you. That there's some things that you can do to reset this confidence enough to the place where you're not going to allow anybody to get in the way of what it is, anybody or anything, to get in the way of what it is you know you are purposed to do. Yes, there has to be a balance in all of this. As I said, especially we women, we're nurturers. We have life. We have people that are around us that depend on us. But it doesn't mean you have to be last place. It does not mean that. So I'm encouraging you to step in, look at this Confidence Reset course, go in there, do the lessons in this course. Reset that confidence so that you can move forward. You can go into the next year not waiting on anybody else to give you permission, right? You're giving yourself permission to act accordingly, to stop waiting on the right time, to step into it, to invest in you, right? To own it and let nothing stop you. Let nothing stop you. So I encourage you to go check out the course. It's really a quick course. It'll probably take you, a couple, maybe 3 hours if you actually do the lessons like you need to do the lessons. Okay. It's there to help you to build that confidence so that you don't wait any longer to do what it is you know that you are purposed and passionate about. All right. If you need to talk with me, I want to walk alongside you. I want to help you. I want to coach you through this. And so I'm also going to put my link to my a discovery call in the comments. On that link, it'll take you to my calendar and we can have a conversation about how we might be able to work together so that I can help you to move forward with confidence and you stop waiting for the right time or whatever you're waiting for, and you step in fully to what it is you're passionate about and purpose to do. So, I am Dr. Michelle. I'm your transformation strategist, and I assist professional women who feel stuck or unfulfilled in their life or in their current career to develop a plan so that they can rediscover purpose and passion, so that they can realign with their values and their strengths and reset to move from where they are to where they want to be with confidence. So I'll look for you on my calendar or in the course where we're going to reset that confidence, where I'm going to coach you through, where we're going to build up. Can you really afford to wait any longer? Can you? You have to answer that question for yourself. So I hope you have an amazing Monday. I hope that you really ponder and think about what it is we've talked about today. And I expect that there will be great things for you moving forward into the new year. Excuse me. So I'm Dr. Michelle here, and I thank you for joining me for It's Monday again. And I will talk to you on next Monday. Have an amazing week.